into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hi, I'm your host, Jackie Borowski, and I am here with Stephen Lemieux for an exclusive Strain interview with Ben Hyland, who plays Zack Goodweather on The Strain. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, we're glad to get you in here, Zack, because it's funny because there's such a comparative in between your character and Carl from The Walking Dead that people keep trying to make, and you're like the intelligent Carl, and that some people are like to say.
Oh.
I mean, because you actually understand that something's kind of going wrong. You understand something like that, and it's kind of interesting that you're the one who's very into the technology on this show. Was that originally like that was the plan to have your character very smartphone-esque, or are you just really good at phones and they kind of added that in?
I think, yeah, for sure, because when you go into my character's room on set, there's like bats. There's like a diagram of like a bat. There's like a bunch of like stuff that like kids would like and stuff like that. There's like Legos everywhere and something that like a technical kid would like. So definitely that he was supposed to be smart and like all smartphony and stuff.
Okay.
Can I ask, how old are you?
Oh, in like real life?
In
I'm
like
12.
real life. You're 12.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're playing a character who's a little bit younger than you.
Yeah.
In the last episode, we all got up in arms because your character does something what we thought was uncharacteristic for your character, because we were all like, Zack Goodweather's so smart, he's so tech savvy, and then he goes out and gets these cigarettes for Nora's mom, goes out into the apocalypse and leaves the place where his dad left them. Now, do you think if you were in a situation like that, would you have done the same thing, or would you just have been like, no, lady?
I might have just been like, no, lady. But I don't know, because she was kind of, like drawing attention to the pawn shop, and that's not good, because maybe someone would come by and be like, oh, look, it looks safe in there, and like try to like get in, and that wouldn't be good. But I don't know, I might just be like, no, lady, because I know that she's crazy, and I don't know, that could get me into more trouble.
Exactly. We were very disappointed in F's character for leaving you behind. We're like, how could he do that?
Yeah.
So is it kind of weird, because I mean, you are young and you're being put in this situation of the writing is all about like the parents are in a very weird marital situation. You have the mom's boyfriend, you have the dad that's like angry and stuff like that. Like, how do you really kind of relate? Did you study up on how families interact in these situations so you can understand it better, or like how did they direct you in that kind of storyline?
Well, if you mean like, do you mean like how do I become like sad and stuff and like sort of understand what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like how did they prep you for the kind of psychological situation that presents itself when you're a child in that situation?
Well, they kind of just say, like, what would you be doing? Like, what would you think in your head if your parents that you've known to be together and happy your entire life, and then they start splitting up, and they don't know, like, you don't know who you're going to be with. Like, what effect would that have on you? And that they just told me to think about that for a long time, and then that's how I became the character.
So you're saying there's like they basically give you a lot of like practical questions to answer, like if this would have happened to you. Okay.
Yeah, they sort of say like think about this for a long time, and then when you're like then do the scene while thinking about that.
I think that's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
It makes it seem very for us. What is great about this show is that it seems so realistic, even though you're dealing with vampires. So
yeah.
I mean, it's because you're not. If like you were siding with your mom completely or siding with your dad completely, it wouldn't be as realistic as if, no, you're a kid. You have two parents that you care about both of them, and it's like you're just trying to be the in between here, and you're in a difficult situation. Especially now, I don't know if you're going to find out about your mom or what's going on there, because we all have our theories that you're going to be the one that runs into Kelly in the show, and that's going to be the kind of turning point for your character. What do you think they have planned for Zack that, maybe like that you can tell us as opposed to not spoiling anything?
What can I say? I can't say much. What could I say? All I can say really is that it's not Zack Goodweather anymore. It's more of Zack Badweather.
Oh.
What else can I say? That's pretty much, what else? What can I say that wouldn't give away anything?
I think it's safe to say you're fairly involved in the final 2 episodes then.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. And then we got the scene last week with you and Estragoi in the same room, because you decided to go into the basement to hide, because that's where every smart kid goes during the apocalypse.
We were so upset.
Yep.
We were like, don't kill him.
Do not kill. Don't kill Zack Goodweather. And what was it like filming in that scene? Did they have the woman in prosthetics there, and was it kind of creepy to kind of slide down there and look to your right and see that in the corner?
Definitely, it was really creepy, and that obviously helped me with doing the scene. Actually, it wasn't a woman, it was a little girl, too, which actually makes it creepier for me, too.
It's like, this was your old classmate, and she is now trying to eat you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What? Oh, Jackie, you want to ask something?
Yeah, now it completely escaped my head. Oh, I remember. You in real life, are you actually really good with technology? I'm just curious because you seem to work around those devices pretty well.
In real life or in the show?
In real life.
I guess you could say that. I mean, I have a phone and stuff, and I guess I can use it well. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just like an average with that stuff. I guess I have, like, I play video games and stuff. Like, I know how stuff works, but that's about it.
Okay, so I have to ask you. I keep beginning my questions with I have to ask you. But did you get involved with the strain through Stoll? Because you were Kevin Russo in House of Cards, so I'm just wondering if that like kind of connected over to cross over and get you into the strain.
Yeah, probably. That's sort of what I like to think. I think that like it also like having him working with me again really helped like with all the scenes and stuff. And since he's such a great actor, like it definitely helped me become better too. So I kind of like that. I like that he was working on this with me too.
You guys definitely have a visible rapport. It's like it seems like you're buddies by watching it.
Yeah.
Which is good. You don't want somebody who is playing your loving dad to seem like they don't really like you at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, is it interesting to see his portrayal or Corey Stoll's portrayal of being like the senator who's very corrupt and a drunkard going into being the head of the CDC, not the head of the CDC. But that's the kind of the running joke.
The head of the Canary Project.
Yeah.
So, tell me, like, what has it been like being on this show?
It's insane. It's crazy. Like when you're on set, there's like vampires walking around, and like when you first get there, it's like, what's going on? And then you after a while, it's like it's still awesome, but it's like, oh yeah, there's the vampires again.
Is this your first set where you worked with special effects on that kind of level?
Definitely, yeah. All the other stuff I've done is basically like nothing fiction about it, nothing that's any different. So this is definitely like, I don't even think I've worked with many other special effects other than this. Like this is like really the only special effects.
Has that been exciting for you to get to work with that?
Yeah, it's awesome to see, like, because I've been to like all the makeup trailers, the prosthetic trailers, and like you see like the vampires, how they're being made. It's so cool.
So someone in our chat roll watching live says Vasily and Zack could be the Batman and Robin of the strain. So tell me about working with Kevin Durand and working with everyone involved with the show. Are there any like times where you're just kind of sitting there and they're trying to entertain you, making you laugh and things like that? Like what's your relationship with the other cast on the show?
I love them all because they're so nice to me, and they're definitely always trying to make me laugh and entertain me and stuff like that. And what's really good is that they treat me like I'm part of the team instead of just being like, oh, he's just a kid, like, you know, like they treat me like I'm actually an actor. instead of just a kid.
I think
Well, that's always
wonderful.
nice.
Yeah. Do you have any like favorite stories or anecdotes from the set or from behind set or anything?
I don't know about stories, but something that's hilarious, I find hilarious, I don't know if everyone else does, but when I'm eating lunch and there's vampires next to me eating spaghetti and eating hamburgers and eating all this stuff, and I'm just like sitting there like looking at them.
And they're
the whole lunch.
they're eating lunch fully made up.
Yeah, it's so hilarious. It's terrifying, but hilarious.
Have you been in the same room as when they have the master all made up and in his gown? Is it intimidating?
His gown.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen him like in the makeup stuff. It's crazy. And I'm pretty sure he has to like wear like it's like 50 pounds or something. It might be more than that. I don't know. It's like that whole cape thing. It's crazy.
So your character Zack Goodweather, is he mad? Is he sad that Matt's gone away?
Well, at the beginning, I feel like if he was just gone, like it's crazy. Like since I'm a kid, so if I saw someone like die, obviously I would be like really sad and confused. So I'm definitely sad that he's gone, I'm sad that he died, but I'm not very sad that he's gone. Like, because he sort of took the place of my dad, and that kind of irritates me because I'm sort of the only one that still believes in him, really.
Right.
Other
so
than Nora.
you're still rooting for your dad and mom then.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Have they directed you to understand the relationship between F and Nora at all?
Sort of, because I haven't really gotten involved, like, sort of with that yet. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sort of. Like, I was there with, like, F and Kelly when they had their whole thing, you know? Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Are there any projects that you're working on right now that you want to plug or share with us?
I'm really just working on the strain right now. I've done a lot of auditions, mm-hmm. but I can't say what they are.
Of course.
Aww.
But I wish I could.
And you're on Twitter. You should give people your Twitter name so they can follow you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your Twitter name? I have it on my phone. Let me see.
It's just Ben_Hyland.
That's what I thought.
So,
yeah.
2 more questions, and we'll let you go because I know you're excited to go watch the episode again. I'm sure. We joked about like having milk and cookies with Satraki.
Oh my gosh. We wanted to create a side story. Here's the thing. We wanted to create a side story that was called Milk and Cookies with Satrakian, where you sat down with Satrakian and he basically told you like stories because we see him as like a grandpa figure almost.
Yeah.
Do you see him like? Do you think your character sees him like that, or do you think he's kind of like, who is this guy?
I think at first he's like really like scared of him. Like that's what I think that I was in the show, because I think that he was like this new guy that was like giving my dad weapons, and it was kind of scary. But like after a while, it's sort of like, oh, he's really smart and he could teach me things. So yeah, it definitely becomes more of like a grandfather.
See, there you go, Steve. There can be milk and cookies with Satrakian.
There can be milk and cookies with Satrakian. I really like the milk and cookies with Ben Hyland. And then I have the one last question I want to ask is, at this point, your character, the last time we see him talking with Ephraim about Kelly is when Ephraim is telling him that we're going to try to find her tomorrow. But you can kind of visibly tell on your face that, like, you don't really believe that everything's all right. Does your character kind of understand at this point what could have happened to Kelly?
Yeah, he definitely, like, he's thinking of the circumstances, like what could have happened, what probably happened, but he doesn't really want to think about that. So he just like holds onto the phone and keeps looking at the phone to just like keep remembering the mother, like Kelly. And that's really what's the only way that's like keeping him from like exploding, basically, with tears.
So that's why you had to go back down in the basement to get the phone, because it's just
his mom.
It's your memento.
Yeah, everyone's like, why did you go down there? Why did you get the phone? Why did you pick it up? But it's because it's the only link back to Kelly.
Yeah,
so.
That makes more sense. It makes more sense now.
Are you allowed to watch the episodes? Like, do they? Because I know we've had guests on that are younger that can't actually watch. Like Sons of Anarchy, we've had somebody younger from that,
really?
and they won't let them watch the episode at all.
Yeah, I'm allowed to watch it. I like all those kind of shows. Like I like The Walking Dead. I like TV in general. And so I don't know if I would be allowed to if I wasn't on it, but I'm definitely allowed to.
That's awesome.
And I love it.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, Ben. Jackie, did you have one last question?
No, I didn't. That was it, unless you have anything else you want to share with us.
No, I don't really have anything.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome, and thank you.
All right, take care, Ben.
Bye.
Oh, that was cool. I mean, it's really cool to get like a different perspective from
It is.
filming and everything, and people who aren't, because the show has so many A-listers that are just like they've done TV show after TV show after TV show, that when you get somebody it's like one of their very first TV shows where they're really kind of having a main role, I think that's really cool.
It's interesting getting a younger person's perspective too.
Yeah.
To what's going on, especially your first time encountering practical effects. I think I would be like, "Whoa!"
I'd be so excited.
I would be so excited.
I would be squealing.
I'd be trying on ears and stuff.
Oh, man. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Strain interview with Ben Hyland. Again, tune in tonight for the after show with Kevin Durand at 9 o'clock Western Time, midnight Eastern Time. I'm Stephen Lemieux. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, STPHNLEM. There we go. I'm trying to point out LEMIEUX. And doing the Sons of Anarchy and Sleepy Hollow after show here, Sleepy Hollow with Jackie. Where can we find you, Jackie?
At 123Jackie_B on Twitter, at 123JackieB, all one word on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.